Hey guys, how's it going and welcome to another video. So today's video is a bit different than what I usually tend to upload, but I've gotten a few questions about this and a few inquiries about this, and I also spent a lot of time looking up these kinds of videos myself, so I thought why not make one now that I have the experience to do so. So today we're going to be talking a bit more about the business side of things, the business side of my life, and how to essentially start an online coaching business from scratch. I know it seems pretty daunting, just the idea of starting a business, whether it's online or something more concrete, but yeah, today I want to focus on online coaching. So if you guys don't know, I am an online coach. I coach people online with regards to training and nutrition mainly. So yeah, this can also be useful if you're into other kinds of coaching, if you're into business mentoring or life coaching or spirituality coaching, things like that. So here's how we're going to structure this video. I will be putting timestamps in the description box down below. So first I'm going to do a little background story about myself, and then how I kind of started my own online coaching business, and then the last part is going to be tips on how you can do it too, and just different steps you need to take in order to start your own online coaching business and actually make a decent amount of money out of it. Alright, so my background, if you guys don't know, I was a personal trainer for over 2 years. So I was a PT in commercial gyms like the Gym Group and Pure Gym here in London, and to be honest, in the beginning I loved PTing and I really enjoyed it, but then after a couple of years I think it was time for me to move my entire business online. So basically the reason why PT wasn't doing it for me anymore, there are two main reasons. First is basically the model that you have to follow when you work in a commercial gym like Pure Gym or the Gym Group. Basically you pay rent to the gym in order to use the gym to PT your clients, and you also do shifts to help pay part of your rent or all of your rent. For me, it was part of my rent. So I would work hours on the gym floor doing cleaning, which I didn't like, teaching classes back to back, which was kind of fun but really exhausting. And I didn't like being bossed around and being told what to do, right? Obviously, because when you're on shift, you're not doing the self-employed part of PT. You're basically just an employee and you have to follow manager's orders, which was not fun. Part of the reason why I was a PT was to be my own boss, so I did not enjoy doing the shifts in the gym. It was really draining, really exhausting, and I would often spend hours back to back to back doing PT sessions, which was exhausting. And then obviously you had cancellations or rescheduling, and it would just waste a lot of my time and energy. And obviously with PT timings, you're there really early in the morning for morning clients, and then you're there again pretty late at night for evening clients that like to train after work, and it was just a very demanding job. Now yes, I made a lot of money because in Central London you can charge a decent amount of money per hour on personal training, so in terms of income it was the best income I've ever made in my life. And yeah, but sometimes money isn't everything, and obviously I had to take into account my physical and mental health a bit more. So that was one side of PT. It kind of made me just not want to do it anymore. It was just kind of draining. And also another part of it, which I don't think is very talked about and it's a bit taboo, but I just think that being a PT in a commercial gym, it's harder to attract the right kinds of clients. I wanted to attract people that were in it for the long run, that wanted to do not only training but also to do the nutrition side of things, right? Because that's how you get results. And I found that in a commercial gym, when you're a PT there, you tend to attract clients that are more into the casual side of training, that want to train just because they want to feel a bit better or de-stress or just for fun or just because they feel like they have to work out, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just not what I wanted to do, right? Obviously I did have a few clients that were a lot more serious, that did put in a bit more effort, and that's totally cool. But then you also have clients that did not want any nutritional guidance, but then they'd complain that they weren't seeing results. And I said, I tried to explain to them that nutrition is a bit more important than training, in the sense that body composition wise you need to manipulate calories and make sure you're eating enough protein and make sure you're getting all your vitamins and your minerals from different fruits and vegetables and things like that to optimize your training. And obviously if you want to lose fat, that does come from a calorie deficit, but a lot of people just did not want to do that, and that's fine, but it's just not what I wanted to do. And then with COVID happened, and that's when I was like, you know what, it's a sign, it's time for me to move my business online. And there are a few reasons why I wanted to move my business online. Firstly, because like I said, I was kind of exhausted physically and mentally from being a PT. Secondly, like I mentioned as well, I wanted to attract the right type of clients. And I find that with online coaching, people are looking for the full package anyway, and they're more ready to commit and more ready to stick to the plan when it comes to online coaching. So that's the second reason, is obviously attracting the clients that I wanted to attract. Third reason is, well, I just wanted to obviously, you know, make a living. I wanted to make money. Like, it's not just about, like, obviously you want to help people, but you want to make it a viable source of income. And the fourth reason is because I wanted to be able to work remotely. My lifestyle this year is very hectic. I am doing a master's degree, and obviously it is a lot of like remote learning, but I just feel a lot more free if I'm able to work from anywhere. And yeah, so those are the reasons why I decided to switch to online coaching. And in the beginning, like, I've always had a couple of online clients, right? Even when I was PTing, I had like 1 to 2 clients that were online, on and off. And then I was like, all right, how do I build this? Because I just didn't know where to start. So I made myself like a website. I put all my in-person client testimonials as well as some clients that I had online, some of their testimonials and progress photos. So that was like just a page where people could go and see like all the value I've been able to provide to these clients that I've helped. And then I started posting to my story. So I'd like make like little collages of like either myself or my clients in the collage, and then be like, online coaching available, DM for more info. And then I'd also make sure I'd like include what's included in my online coaching, what it's about, things like that. So I'd post that every now and again, and I wasn't really getting as much leads as I wanted to, and I was just a bit like discouraged because I felt that I needed a bigger following, or that I would never be able to get like the big numbers of online clients that I wanted to get in order to obviously be able to, you know, pay my bills and make a living. And that's when I realized that literally this is in my control, right? Like, no one's gonna do it for me. I just need to keep pushing. So what I did was I was already like posting every day to Instagram, like to my stories and to my posts, but I started to make things geared more towards online coaching. So I started posting to my stories 3 times a week. I was like, okay, who cares if you're spamming your stories with like online coaching like adverts? Like, literally, who cares? It's like people can skip your stories if they want, which if they're not interested, they can skip your story. That's totally fine, and you're not gonna lose followers from it. And I didn't lose followers from it. I just started posting to my story 3 times a week about my online coaching. So it would either be like a client transformation, or just a photo of me with like online coaching available, or like a video of me typing up a client plan, or me responding to a client, things like that, or client feedback, client testimonials. So the more I posted about it, like, the more it gets into people's heads that you are an online coach. You need to literally walk the walk. Like, you can't just talk the talk. Like, you need to also show people that this is who you are, and you kind of need to fake it till you make it. Like, until you believe you're an online coach, whether you have 1 client or 10 or 20, like, you need to believe that you're an online coach. You know, like, and you need to make other people believe that you're an online coach for them to actually inquire about your services. Because if you yourself don't believe that you're an online coach, no one else is gonna believe that you're an online coach, right? So start living it. Like, start manifesting that shit. Okay, so that's like how I started doing it. I was like, fuck this, I'm an online coach. This is back when I had like 3 online clients. I was like, I'm an online coach, and it worked. I started getting more and more like leads. I started getting more and more DMs that I would turn into consultations, that I would convert into clients, and I learned a lot along the way. But it's been a few months now, and I'm honestly like pretty happy with where I'm at, and it's still growing. And I love online coaching so much more than PTing, because it's more cost effective for like my clients, so they feel like they're getting more value out of what I'm giving them rather than PT in the gym. And some of my online clients said to me like, oh, I've had PTs in the past, but this is so much better, because with a PT you're on the gym floor with them 1 to 2 a week, and that's it. You don't get guidance for anything else when it comes to health and fitness and nutrition. When it's online coaching, like, obviously you get the full program, you get the full nutrition, you get demo videos, you get an explanation on why you're doing things, and you stick to the plan. And it's a month's worth of workouts and nutrition that you get for the price of like 3 PT sessions. So yeah, it is a lot more viable both for me and for my clients. And yeah, so that's basically, it took me like 6 months, I think, to properly build it up, and I've learned a lot along the way, and there's still a lot more for me to learn, and I'm still gonna scale it a lot more and grow it a lot more. But I want to document my journey, obviously, and I want to share with you guys some tips on how you can do it too. So basically, when it comes to building an online coaching business, whether it's fitness coaching, spirituality coaching, relationship coaching, any kind of coaching, there's 3 main aspects. First is attraction, then there's conversion, and then there's retention. So let's start with attraction. Attraction is mainly like lead generation. So it doesn't matter how many followers you have. You can have a small following or a really big following. I have like a relatively small following. I started like taking the online coaching thing seriously when I was like 3,500 followers on Instagram, and now I have 5,500 followers on Instagram. And yeah, it's considered quite small, but basically what you need to do is make sure that your followers are aware of your services, not only of the services you provide, but also of the value that they can reap from the services that you provide. You have to show them that there is value because you are going to help them solve a problem that they can't fix by themselves, and that is health and fitness coaching if you're a health and fitness coach, right? So chances are, if you have a fitness page and people follow your fitness page, it's because they want to see content related to fitness and they maybe need help. Maybe there's questions in their heads that are left unanswered and they do need help with health and fitness. So, if you're posting regularly to Instagram, that's a great start, but then you need to start posting about your services. Like I said, make yourself like accountable. Post your stories 3 times a week about your online coaching. I'd recommend posting client testimonials. If you're still brand new and don't have any testimonials, that's totally fine. You can ask a friend to help you out. Ask a friend for a transformation photo. Use your own transformation photo. What you can also do is post kind of like some example plans. So be like, oh, typing up a plan for this client. These are her workouts. Typing up a recipe like plan for this client. Look at her meal plan. Or, oh, filming some demo videos for this client and show some exercises, things like that. So that's something you could do. Post your stories, show the value that people can get, and when people see that visually in your stories, that's gonna make them realize, oh wow, like that's a lot of value I could reap from this person's services. Also, in your captions, always try and relate what you're trying to say to your coaching services. So maybe you're trying to give someone a tip on how to control their calories better, on how to eat more low-calorie dense foods, and at the end be like, oh, like if you've ever struggled with your diet, like just send me a DM. We can have a chat about, where things can go for you, things like that, and that's how you generate leads, and that's how people are like, oh, I'd like your help a lot more. What's your coaching like? What's your coaching about? And then you'll slowly see that more and more you're consistent with just literally shouting at people, hi, I'm an online coach. Like that's really what it is. You will get more and more lead generation. It's a numbers game at the end of the day. The more you give, the more you put out, the more you're gonna get, and just do not give up and be consistent. So that is the attraction / lead gen part of thing. Next is conversion, and conversion can be a bit tricky. So this comes down to nailing the sales calls. So basically how I started doing consultations online was I would just do like a consultation form in the beginning, and that didn't work very well because you're not really contacting the person directly. Like it's very indirect. Like you'll like send them the form, you'll send it back, you'll send them a price list, they'll be like, oh no thanks. That didn't really work well for me. So then I transitioned to doing phone calls, and then I transitioned to doing Zoom calls. Zoom calls are the best because you get to see the person. So when you're face to face, it's a lot more personable, and the fact that you are willing to, schedule a Zoom call with a potential client shows them that you care enough to sit down and not be on the go on your phone. Like you're sat down, you're here to have a proper meeting with this person, right? So I would definitely recommend scheduling Zoom calls with your potential clients. Now, when you're doing the consultation call, remember that you are in control. Have a set of questions ready to really get to know your potential client as much as you can. I'd recommend doing consultations between 30 to 45 minutes. It might seem a bit long, but you want to get as much information out of this potential client as you can. So ask them about their training history, their dieting history, their goals, what do they want to achieve within 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, a year. Get to know their lifestyle, get to know their past habits, their current habits, their personality, what they feel like about exercising, about dieting, things like that. So once you get to know them a lot, make sure you're taking notes. That way they can sense that you are serious about them, that you're focused on them, and that you are deliberately trying to get as much information out of them as. Once you've gotten all the info, try and map out a strategy for them. So you're not giving them all of the answers. You're not coaching them for free. You're just giving them some free tips. Be like, oh, I noticed that your diet is low in protein. You're not telling them how much protein you would put them on. You're not telling them like what sources of protein you'd recommend. You're just saying, oh, I'd recommend you eat a diet higher in protein. I'd recommend you eat fewer calories, or I'd recommend you start training more frequently, less frequently, hey, do this exercise, that exercise, or I'd recommend doing a bit more cardio, or I'd recommend tracking your steps. So you're kind of outlining like a brief strategy so that they're like kind of trusting you in a way. They trust that you were able to assess their situation and draft like a game plan and a strategy for them, and then you're telling it to them. And then where Zoom really comes in handy is the fact that you can share your screen with the potential client. So tell them, hey, I'm just going to share my screen with you right now to show you what's included in my online coaching. So you share the screen and make sure you have a PowerPoint ready or just a bunch of example templates ready on your screen to show them. So what I do is I have like a PowerPoint ready with a screenshot of an example training plan, example demo videos, example nutrition plan, an example protocol, and example check-in sheet. So I show them all the value that they can get out of my online coaching visually. Visuals honestly speak so much louder than like just words. When people can see like what they're gonna expect, like it just gives them an idea of what to expect basically. Then when you're done sharing your screen, you can ask them like, okay, I know that was a lot for you to take in. If you have any questions, just let me know. And that is when they will ask you about the price. They're gonna be like, oh wow, that sounds amazing. Like, you know, I'm sure I can benefit from this. How much does it cost? Now, here is key. You do not want to give more than one price, and you do not want to justify your price. Say your price and you shut up and then let them break the silence. This works all the time, guys. You just need to say your price. Don't justify it. Don't be like, oh, because you know you're gonna get this and this and I'll be here for you all the time and you get amazing results. No, do not justify it, because if you justify it subconsciously in their minds, they're gonna realize that you're insecure about your services, or that you're not confident in your services, or that you're desperate. You want to give off as much confidence as you can, because confidence is what attracts people, honestly. So just say your price and shut up. Just leave it. Just literally stop. Even if it's like awkward silence for like 10 seconds, leave it. Who cares? You're in control now. You've done all the work, you've shown them all the value, just shut up. And they'll break the silence and they'll be like, okay, and how can I pay you? And that's it. And you've converted your lead into a sale. Congratulations. So the last part is obviously the client retention, because it's great they sign up for 1 month, but you want to make sure that they keep signing up, right? And they keep paying you, that you can keep helping them. So client retention is basically like, it's basically mostly in your hands. You have to make sure that you deliver on what you promised, right? You need to deliver on what they're expecting. So make sure that obviously in order to scale your business, you have like templates for everything. Just makes it a lot more scalable. Make sure you have systems in place. So for me personally, I have a template like on Excel for all the programs. I have a template for all my protocol sheets. I have a template for the update sheets, template for demo videos. So I just copy paste the templates, and then I will obviously customize the actual workouts, the actual nutrition guides, the actual protocols, etc., etc. So that just makes the onboarding process with new clients so much quicker and easier, so you can onboard people a lot quicker. And obviously when you have templates, like it kind of just helps you build your brand. Like it's like, yeah, like your clients know that like this is professional, this is legit, like she has her own branding or her own style or her own, like, you know, just the way she does things, her own system, right? So make sure you have templates in place. I definitely recommend that. Make sure that you have a good check-in system in place as well. Coaches do check-ins differently. I know people that do like surveys or like questionnaires. I do like a questionnaire that my clients fill out every single week and that they send to me. So I make it clear with my clients on which day they need to check in with me, how they check in with me, and how I respond to them. Make sure you have that clear from the get-go. That way it just, you know, eliminates any sort of confusion. And try and just reply to your clients all the time. When a coach replies to a client like quickly, and you know, you don't leave them like on scene for like literally 3 days, it just makes them feel a lot better. It feels like they're being taken care of basically. So just make sure you're just delivering on your promise, and obviously make sure that you're always there to adapt to anything that they need and any problems that they have. Make sure that you're able to obviously cater to their needs. And what I'd recommend for client retention is on the check-in sheet that you make them fill out, ask them if there's anything more that they need from you, because sometimes they'll be afraid to ask if you don't ask. But if you ask and they say, I'd like this, this, and this extra, do it for them and they'll get like extra value, and obviously it'll make them stick with you longer because you guys are going to gain that trust and that closeness, and they'll feel like they can ask you anything and that you're always going to support them with anything, and they'll just keep, you know, asking to be coached by you month after month. And yeah, like some clients will want to leave at some point, and that's normal, right? Because the goal of online coaching is to help people for a certain amount of time until they can go out and do it on their own. Or some people will forever want a coach because they just need that accountability, which is totally fine too. But yeah, retention ultimately just depends on how good your services are, and I personally am always looking at ways to make my online coaching even better for my clients. And yeah, so that is basically how I was able to build my own online coaching business, and I'm still trying to build it even more and better, and I love doing it like so much, and I love sharing my experience with you guys because I know that a lot of people that follow me are aspiring online coaches, and I think that online is the way forward, like especially this whole COVID thing, like online is the way forward, honestly. And yeah, so I know this was a long rambly video. I hope it was useful for you guys. If you guys have any questions or tips you'd like to share yourself, please do leave a comment down below and subscribe for more videos around fitness and nutrition. If you want me to post more like lifestyle stuff or business stuff or things that aren't necessarily like fitness and nutrition, give me some ideas in the comments down below as well. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at Aliaa Lifts, and until next time guys, bye!